Good morning and welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at MarketSite is Kevin Mahn. He's the President and Chief Investment Officer of Hennion and Walsh and SmartTrust. Kevin, as always, thank you very much for joining me at MarketSite. Let's talk about transformative technology and the way it's really changing who we are as a society and the economic impact.
Absolutely, and we had a lot of financial advisors across the country coming to us looking for an investment solution, quite frankly, for Bitcoin. And as we started to examine Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, what we found was that there was an underlying technology that we believe was transformative in nature, that being blockchain. So as we attempted to build a strategy focused on blockchain, what we found was that there were very few companies that were either public, profitable, growing their revenues, or actually had demonstrated expertise in blockchain technologies. So we expanded that, Jill, into other types of transformative technologies.
So these identified technologies, they have the ability to ultimately transform the bottom line of those companies across multiple industries, and it really does change the way that they are operating.
Absolutely. And through the transformation of how they operate, we believe they're going to transform their bottom line. These technologies we identified are blockchain, artificial intelligence, financial technology or fintech, the Internet of Things, robotics, and then what we call the glue that holds it all together, that being cybersecurity.
All right, well, let's talk about the package through the SmartTrust Technology Revolution Trust. Explain to us what the trust is and sort of the methodology behind it.
Sure. The Technology Revolution Trust is a 2-year unit investment trust. What we're looking for is those companies with demonstrated expertise using or applying those 6 technologies that I just highlighted there, but we're also looking for those companies that are profitable, that have been growing their revenues, that have analyst coverage, sufficient trading volume, and we believe will form the basis of the next wave of this bull market.
Well, what's the difference between a unit investment trust, let's say a mutual fund or an ETF?
Yeah, with a unit investment trust, it is another type of 40 Act product. The major difference being that it has a defined life. This one, in fact, 24 months, and the portfolio has to remain static over the course of the life of the trust, as opposed to some other actively managed 40 Act products, which change their makeup throughout the life.
It's really interesting that you brought up blockchain, and that seems to be a lot of the coverage lately on Trade Talks. And the question that I ask my guests that are involved with the underlying technology, do you think across multiple industries this technology is going to have to be adopted? It seems the way that companies are going to have to do business going forward.
Yeah, and I even read a stat that about 77% of all financial services companies expect to adopt blockchain technology by the year 2021. But to your point, Jill, looking beyond financial services, healthcare, insurance, there's a lot of different industries that can benefit from that type of technology.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, as always, for
pleasure.
joining me at MarketSite. And thank you for joining me throughout the day. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.